looks like the camera still isn't working. But I restarted my computer since then, so I know now for a fact that it's something else issue probably. Which is not ideal. But hi everybody, happy Wednesday. I hope the day was best wind up productive for y'all. It was for me. The team had a meeting. I have some things to show off. I'm going to attempt, so I'm gonna just switch over to the webcam scene for a second and see if I can force it to stop acting weird. So don't be surprised. We're gonna lose yeah, like I honestly do not know. Oh, hang on, is the mic not working over here? It is. Yeah. Also, hi Shiny. Hi Cat Wizard. Hi Stubby. Hi Cosmo. Yeah, I don't know why. Just because the camera itself is physically on, but it's just not outputting image, which usually means that it's because something else is using the camera. But I don't know what else could be using the camera. So I have no way of checking what else is using the camera, which means that like we're just here. I may just have to unplug it and replug it, maybe, but that also involves reaching behind the desk, and I'm not in the mood for that. So webcam, sleeves, camera. Thank you, Cookie Mom. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. I don't know how long. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know how long we're gonna be on, but we're gonna see how it goes. Workday was good today, but it was also long. Really into Shootlanzer stuff right now. So I'll do my best to hang in there, but I may also just be exhausted as fuck. So alright. So let's get down to brass tacks. I have made so many pushes since last time, and it's mostly all been over the last 2 days. So I'm gonna look very quickly at the things that I've done since. Okay. Okay, so y'all absolutely haven't seen this next bit. Okay, So rather than just getting into it, rather than rather than saying anything, and revealing some stuff ahead of time, I'm just gonna play the game. Because I could explain all of the things that I changed, or I could just play it and show y'all what's what. Hi, Shan. And I did announce this on the Gilded, but I do have a thing that I'll talk about at the end of the stream, related to some other stuff. Because I realized that people that didn't migrate to the Gilded wouldn't know about this, and it's probably important enough that I need to bring it up now. I need to bring it up sometime soon anyway. Yeah, I know it's not. I'm trying to remember how to fix it.
Shootlanzer.
Oh, does it never start the music back again? I'll have to fix that at some point. That's a future me problem.
Ready? Swift line. Spin on.
So the major thing,
Ultimate spin on. Ready.
Is that if you're looking, and if you've been playing the game for a while,
spin on.
We got a new HUD in.
Booster.
It kind of looks like it's the visor of the helmet. Yes, that's the point. Oh, hang on a second. This enemy is behaving in a way that is technically not the thing that it should be doing. Hold on a second.
Stage.
That's funny. That's not the way that's supposed to be behaving. Hold on a second. Hang on a second. That shenaniganry. Hang on one second. Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna have to adjust something. I think by virtue, I changed a couple things around, and the game might have become, and the engine might have been upset about that. So now I need to make some more adjustments. Gonna give this a reload real quick. Okay, I think that should correct it. But yes, that was on purpose. The main purpose of the HUD redesign, well, there's a couple of things. One, we wanted to actually get a lot of the information that you're seeing back into the place where
Shootlanzer.
it belongs and it's easier to see. Is the major thing.
Ready? Swift flying, Cookie.
And now you can literally look down on the screen and read left to right, and everything that you need to know is kind of laid out there. There are a couple of tweaks that we still want to do with certain parts of it, but for the most part, plus or minus a couple other things that we're going to want to take a look at, this is essentially the direction the HUD is going in.
Speed. Spin off. Ultimate booster. Spin off. Speed. Spin off. Spin off. Perfect.
There are a couple other changes aside from that, but I will talk about them a little later, not right now. God damn it. So I fixed the issue that was happening, except that I forgot to do this part. All right. Let me do one other thing. I need to just I gotta check on one other thing here. Okay, I think those are okay now. Let's try this again. So, like, the major thing obviously is the new HUD, right? But in terms of other changes that have also kind of been integrated as a result, or as a result of like messing with some other stuff anyway.
Ready? Swift flying, Cookie. Stage 1. Ready? Swift flying, Cookie.
So you'll notice that drones now have what we call a sawtooth motion. So rather than flying in a straight line, they will fly in a straight line just to get on screen. But then after they're on screen,
Spin on.
they have a nice little sawtooth motion.
Spin on. Spin on. Double. Stage clear.
The main idea behind what we were doing was mostly that we wanted to... Some of the feedback that we got. One of the pieces of feedback that we got mostly was that drones in particular, they fly straight, and so they don't really do anything interesting. And so, essentially speaking, we sat down and kind of, from the bottom up, we didn't like rewrite, like, oh, I'm like, or rather, I should say I did. In this particular case, I can say I did. I did not, I didn't wind up like rewriting everything from like the ground up. I mostly kind of just retuned a couple of things overall, right? So mostly the focus was on I really do like that HUD design. It's all thanks to our... Wow, my brain is having the hard part. It's all thanks to Darcy. They're the ones that did it. 100%. They were the one that kind of like concepted it. It's like, hey, here's this stuff. Roll with it. And they have a couple more tweaks that they want to get done, but already good. In fact, I'm going to stop. I'm going to tell them that right now. I also forgot to turn on this thing.
Stage 2. Ready? Swift flying.
So yeah, that's why the drones have this like nice new zigzag pattern.
Spin on.
The scouts still move in their usual sine wave. That's not different.
Spin on. Spin on.
However, you'll notice now that the tanks, the big heavy-duty shooting enemies, have a nice big like frog-like hop arc now. And that's also on purpose to kind of like...
Spin on.
No, I need to fix that real quick.
Spin on.
I didn't account for the fact that if they get shot, now they're gonna like just go and just jump higher, which is not the behavior that we want.
Spin on. Spin on. Spin on. Double spin on. Booster. Spin on. Spin on. Spin on.
I can fix that though, as far as the
Spin on.
it also looks like they get stuck at the edge, and I'm gonna have to fix that.
Spin on. Ultimate red up. Spin on. Laser. Stage clear. Stage 3. Ready? Swift flying, rookie. Speed. Spin on. Ultimate up. Ready. Cranked up. Spin on. Perfect. Speed. Spin on. Spin on. Right. Max. Spin on. Speed. Spin on. Perfect. Spin on.
Oh boy. Oh. Is there one that's stuck? There might be one that's stuck somewhere. Maybe. Because I also don't know what wave this is. Alright, then that means I gotta go fix that sooner than I expected. So let's deal with this real quick. I'm pretty sure that's... Let me see something real quick. I have to remind myself how I did this. There we go. So now all we really have to do is just make sure that there is no hit state assigned here, and what should happen now is that tanks will still soak hits and take damage, but they won't jump when they're shot. And they'll sort of just kind of keep doing their thing and be big and heavy. Which that's behavior that makes more sense for the way that they're designed than anything else. Where it's like they are big enough to like just take multiple shots and like kind of go like, well, whatever, as opposed to reacting when shot.
Stage 2. Ready? Swift flying, rookie.
Oops.
Spin on. Alright, spin on. Ultimate. Spin on. Laser. Ready. Cranked up. Spin on. Double. Speed. Power. Spin on. Perfect. Ultimate. Ready. Spin on. Laser. Perfect. Spin on. Speed. Power. Stage clear.
All right. Excellent. Much better. Sorry, hold on a second. I saw a thing on my phone. Somebody asked a question on the thing, so I just gotta answer this real quick. Because I will probably forget. Okay, answered that. Okay. Okay. I think that's set now. One more thing. Okay, handle all of that. All right, next.
Stage.
I'm trying to think of
3.
this. Oh, right. I
Ready?
need to make sure that the
Swift
hopping
flying
for the
rookie.
tanks actually works, and I have to figure out what's going on.
Double. Spin on.
I think I'm also just need to adjust. I think I have to adjust the waves for this part of it.
Spin on. Laser. Spin on. Bank up. Speed. Spin on. Ultimate ready. Speed. Power.
Why are there so many?
Spin on. Speed. Power.
I gotta
Spin on.
recheck because there should not be that many bombers. There should not be that many bombers here. Something's weird with that.
Spin perfect. Ultimate laser. Spin on.
Okay.
Speed. Double. Stage clear.
Well, that's something else I can fix. So yeah, most of the changes have been around the HUD and kind of like adapting Leona to the way that the HUD works. I want to note in particular that the sort of main other adjustment as a result of the HUD is that, essentially speaking, the areas that it frames, let me pull the mouse over here and give a proper example. The area that is sort of framed out by, right? You can't fly up past where, like, the chain and the chain level, like this part is cut off, and so is like this part. So basically speaking, Leona's actual like moving area is essentially within the confines of below these triangles and above these lines. That was something that I'd already been looking at doing anyway, because I wanted to... Sorry, let me phrase that a little more carefully. One of the things that we were trying to address was, oh, Leona flies behind HUD elements and then you can't see her shit, and then oops all berries, right? So one of the things that this HUD sort of allows us to do is actually properly frame out let me, we wanted to sort of like frame out the way that or frame out the areas that Leona could fly in, and then subsequently make sure that right, and the whole framing out of the HUD, we want to make sure that we sort of define this is the area that Leona can fly in, and sort of it being set up that way kind of helps that vibe sort of pull together. So, for the most part, that's kind of like the big thing that we've been working on. That, and at least like the movement changes for the enemies and stuff. So yeah, that's kind of like the major one. That's like the major thing. But now I do have a couple of things to fix. One of those things being that I need to make sure that that the ultimate laser actually like stops when you die. I had not anticipated that would be a problem. But you know, as these things do, these things happen. I'm gonna come over to the player weapon script. Oh, I need to make the actual script window visible. Hold on. Alright, here we go. There we go. Much better. So what this should do is if you die while you have the ultimate laser up, it will stop and it will not keep firing while you're dead, and then it should pop back up when you revive. That's the plan. That's the idea. Okay. So what else? Let me go over to the test stage real quick because I need to. The one thing I would like to check. We're gonna switch that to the tank. And we're just gonna chill and watch the tank real quick because I need to see. if the tank properly hops off screen.
Ready? Swift flying, rookie. Rank out.
Okay, good. So that's not a problem anymore. I thought I was seeing something where there was an issue. That is apparently not the case. This is good. Okay. All right. I guess I should talk about this other mechanic that I think I put in after the birthday stream. So I should.
Stage 2. Ready? Swift flying, rookie.
So it's a little hard to see right now, and admittedly, like the framing for it is not the best.
Spin off.
But
Ultimate ready, rank out. Spin off.
as you collect,
Spin off. Power.
as you collect multiples of the same kind of power up,
Speed.
oops, I need to double check it. But as you collect multiples of the same kind of power up, you increase the shot level of that power up. You can sort of see those pips of. I need to make them a different color so they're easier to see, probably.
Speed. Spin off. Spin off. Power. Spin off. Ultimate laser. Power.
Yeah, so they're a little tricky to see. But, so I guess I can probably work on that right now. These things right here. Right? They are some very simple and straightforward circles, but the idea is that as you collect multiple power-ups of the same type, specifically as far as your shot is concerned, right? So if you get multiple power shots or multiple speed shots, as you get multiple power shots and multiple speed shots, your shot level increases, and that in turn increases the amount of damage that your shot particularly does, right? So it does cap out at 5, but the main point of it is that by collecting multiple people, one of the things that people have kind of been like asking for a lot is that it's like I feel like collecting multiple of the same power up should do something different, right? And at least for at present for shots, that is a thing that happens. Where as you collect more of them, as you collect more shots, your shot level increases. Though I think it fits better horizontally rather than vertically. So I'm gonna make an adjustment here. So the shot level container, where is it? It's right here. So I'm gonna, y'all can't see the context menu, but I'm gonna change the type to H box container. And then that changes the way that they're laid out. Second. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I think they work. It works better as a hor. It works better as like a. It works better as like a horizontal. I think. And theoretically, if I wanted to do something like, if I wanted to do something similar for the spread, I could now do that if I felt the need to. Um, and maybe I might. We'll have to see. So, but the fact that I did this means I need to go adjust something else in the HUD now. Because now, so I gotta reverse this. So I0, I is less than shallow pips container dot get child count, I plus plus. And then we're just gonna do this. Because now they need to load in that order. Okay. I need to check one thing. Okay. Spread and shot labels and textures are there. Um, hang on a second. I need to find the colors. Chain display and updates. Okay, that's operation stuff. Score and penalty displays. Chain display and updates. Okay, there's something else I'm looking for here, and I don't remember where it is. Okay, hang on a second. I need to take these, and these need to become variables because there's no reason why they should exist over here. I don't like that. That is not helpful. Oops. I know it can't be started directly. Shut up. Just need you to build. All right. Good. 1 second. Do this, and then we're gonna do one for speed. Speed. And then this is speed color. All right, excellent. So got that, and the only thing I need to do now is just make sure that the pips themselves are outlined. So let's come over here and let me see something here. So material. I think no, wrong type, I think. Hang on a second. I'm having a minute, y'all. Forgive me. I have to remember how this is supposed to work because my brain has, of course, entirely shut the fuck off um, at the most inconvenient time. Okay, it is supposed to be. It is supposed to be a shader material. All right, that's what I thought. So new shader material. All right. Instance shader parameters. Outline color is that. Let me see. Okay, good. So that'll do it. But now I need to actually expand the control itself. Is yes, oh good. So okay, hold on a second. I gotta see something here. Let me. They could just like go. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be the problem. All right, I see. I see. Okay, this is fine. Um, I can just do this the old-fashioned way, um, which is I can do this the old-fashioned way, which is that I have to like manually, if I want to be able to like have a nice little outline around those pips, I can't really do it with a shader because as you see, the shader itself is getting cut off at the corners, and I am not in the mood to figure out how to make that work. So let's see here. I know y'all can't see it. I opened up a separate image editing program where I'm fucking around and doing the thing. Y'all will see the results in a minute. assuming that I can stop mashing buttons in capacities that are frankly a little bit embarrassing. Edit. Um, yeah, okay. Maybe not at the actual size. Let's document. That's document. Better. Ah. Projects. Oh, video projects. Yeah, this is how you can tell. This is also why I was like, I don't know how long I'm going to be on for, because I can feel my brain is turning into soup. Sprites. Cut sprites. We're going to call this one dang it. I didn't even realize that I got caught by an ad break. Scream. Alright, that's fine. So yeah, basically the easiest way to make sure that like I can actually get the outline on them is just to manually put the outline on the actual thing itself. So now there's only one thing I need to do real quick. Hold on. Phone call. All right, y'all, I'm back. Yeah, I love my mom very much, but I've literally been streaming on Wednesdays every day for the past several years, and she just does not remember. She never remembers. And this is the thing I feel. This is the thing I feel like I've told her, and she just. So I'm not upset. I'm a little annoyed, but not in such a way that it's like, oh, how dare she? She's just, Mom, I've been streaming on Wednesday, 6 to 9. You cancel sometimes, but most of the time, right? Like you can almost reasonably reliably expect that I will be doing that. Also, I broke my headphones again. So I'm gonna have to try to super glue them again. I love my A4. Like basically when I say broke, I just mean that like the inner pad of my Astro A40s fell off. Does Astro even make A40s anymore? I need to look into that. And maybe if I just stop being broke for a while, I can actually afford to get a replacement pair of A40s, because I think quite literally and very legitimately that I have not had a better pair of headphones than these Astros. I love them very deeply, and if they don't make A40s anymore, I will be very upset. That would be very sad. But also, hi Rigel. I halfway said hello earlier. At least while I was off mic. But... You know what? Let me just go look right now before I forget whether or not. Damn it! Yeah, it looks like they've straight up just discontinued A40s altogether. Which and now with the actual A40s that they're selling for gaming headsets and audio, yeah, the A20X, the Pro, the A50s, the A40s that they're selling now aren't, or at least that's a lie, because they have the A40 TRs, which are wired, but it's not the same. They look mostly the same, and they look like the plates are maybe still customizable, so maybe we're not entirely out of luck. But we gotta see about... We'll see. Because I do have a pair of Astro A50s which are wireless with a base station on them, but I don't like using wireless headphones for a desktop computer. I want wired for various reasons. It's a personal thing. Anyway, I'm just gonna literally keep super gluing my A40s back together for as long as I can, because fuck it. I live my life on the edge. Anyway. Right, I was trying to test the colors for the shot level pips. So let's double check that and see how these look now. So yeah, the main purpose of the shot level as a mechanic is so that the main purpose of the shot level as a mechanic is to
Stage 2. Ready?
is to reward the
Swift
player for
flying,
picking up
Rookie.
multiples of the same shot pickup. Aside from like point value stuff, anyway.
Spin off.
Oh wait, damn it! I think when I changed, hold on a second. When I changed, yeah, that's why. When I changed the container, it broke. Hold on. Shot level container. And honestly, I think just in case, I'm gonna just duplicate this and I'm gonna do, because I got an idea while I was thinking about this, but for the time being, I'm gonna move this over here and I'm gonna hide this. I'm gonna leave that there for future me in case future me needs it, because present me had came up with an idea looking at that a second ago. So I'm gonna leave that as a surprise for future me to look into if he feels like it. Um, Personally, I feel like I want to limit how many things the lithium batteries are directly contact with body. I am assuming that you were talking about in terms of like wireless headphones and stuff. Okay. Okay. Yeah. You know, that worked. Yeah, that worked out. Yeah, I can see why that would make sense. It's one of the things that annoys me a lot about the fact that unless I go out of my way, um, I can't actually get like a good, I can't get just an old fashioned audio jack on a phone anymore because if I speak, I will just rant. So suffice it to say that like I'm annoyed by the fact that Big Phone has basically um, collaborated together. They're a faulty soldering job away from combusting. There's also that. Okay, 255163663. Let me see here. So 255163663. Mostly so we'd have. Yeah, it's really annoying, and I don't know why they did it, bastards. Well, I know why they did it. Money. 255 730, and like I'll say at least this much, right? Um, Bluetooth signals can be intercepted easier and spied on. Yeah. 249, 218, 255, 249, 218. 231, 109. Yeah, and like the main problem is that when I was like forced to upgrade my phone, the main thing is that I could have probably gotten an unlocked one. Uh, could have probably gotten an unlocked one that would have had one, but quite literally, my phone was falling apart at the seams, and I didn't really have the luxury of being able to choose. Um, so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, either I either I sort this out like right now, or my brain is not going to let me do it. So I'm just going to go and I'm going to just get it done. I kind of regret it, but I sort of was also just in a position where it's like, I don't feel like having to go run up somewhere and go do that. And then again, it's not saying that it's a bad choice to not to like go to the extra effort. I'm saying that for my part, I sort of regret not being in a position that I was able to do that. But it's just one of those things where it's like I don't have the energy to figure out how to buy the phone straight up and then go to the trouble of activating it and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, the AD. Yep, exactly. 231 109 255 231 109. There we go. So yeah, it was one of those things where I basically had to like compromise with that for expedience. And I regret that I was in that position in the first place. But you know,
Stage 2. Ready? Swift flying. Spin off. Speed. Spin off. Spin off. Spin off. Ultimate ready. Spin off. Power. Spin on. Laser. Speed. Speed. Spin on. Spin on. Ultimate ready. Power. Spin on. Ultimate laser. Spin on. Speed. Spin on. Spin on. Spin on. Spin on. Stage clear.
okay, good. That works the way it's supposed to. Okay, let's do another thing. Okay. I hate video tutorials. Okay, good enough. All right. Let's see here. Where's the sound? Okay, so let's just do this. Private variables. We'll do it up here. I'm gonna do vector 2, normal shot, pitch range. I should say pitch shift range. That's what we're doing. Hang on. I want to see something here. Okay. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Damn it, brain. Every time I need to do randomizing in Godot, my brain forgets how this works. There we go. So switch. Um, hold on a second. Gotta hit back over to the video that I was looking at, if I can find it. I might have lost the video that I was looking at for this thing, and that annoys me a little bit. Again, I hate video tutorials are the devil, and I hate them. Hey Takal, how you doing? Okay. I There we go. How you doing, Takal? Hopefully well. Okay, how about you? A little tired, but I'm doing alright. Just doing a little bit of sound randomization while I've got the opportunity. Okay, hold on. I'm just trying to remember where I put this dang laser sound effect because my brain has, of course, emptied out entirely. Ooh, Team No Thoughts. Yeah, much to my active annoyance. I literally cannot remember where I put this. Ah! Let me see here. Okay, I'm trying to remember where in the heck I put that sound, and I cannot. So I'm screaming, I'm crying. But I think I'm simply just going to have. I'll figure it out at some point. But okay, come on, brain. Where did you put it? Well, I haven't even tested if the pitch shifting works, to be honest with you. But oh right, I could literally just hold on a second. I literally have an audio manager for this reason. Or at least I was pretty sure I did, and now I can't find. Ah! Oh, it's because it's over here. God damn it! I'm sitting here, like, scratching my head trying to figure out where the hell it is. Like, it's over here, doofus. Okay. Let me grab. But yeah, to call. I'm doing okay. A little tired because I was doing work on this even before I came over to stream, so my brain is a little cooked, a little. But that is probably why we are stopping relatively soon, even though I haven't gone for 3 hours. We're gonna call it a little early, and then I'm gonna go do brain cool down things afterward. Night, Debbie. Okay. And then I just want to. Maybe I make an extension at some point. Given that I had to do this twice, I feel like at this point I might as well just write an extension. I could do that, but that's a bit of effort. So let's not do that right now. Or I should at least make sure this works. And then if it works, at that point I'll deal with it, but not before then. The fact that I've jumped the gun on this sort of thing before kind of makes me go like, yeah, I should. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I know how I did this. I'm like, why can't I find... That's why. Because the audio is playing over here. So basically every time we fire it, it should randomize, essentially. Okay, let's just do this. Public void randomize pitch. was gonna do. Um, I forgot to do this part, because otherwise it's literally not going to remember. So, let me grab this, and I have to go do it again. What? Those of you that are in ads can't hear it right now, but I want to test this first and see what's up.
Stage 2. Ready? Swift flying.
Damn it, it's not doing it, I think. Hold on.
Stage 2. Ready? Swift flying.
Okay. It may not actually be doing anything, much to my annoyance. Hold on. Okay, hold on a second. That sounds like nothing is actually changing, at least not to my ears. If my hearing is already starting to go, if my hearing is starting to adjust or to change, I will be very upset. All right, gotta experiment with something. So let's see here. Let's do it on the remote. Oh, I forgot. Damn it! I commented out too much because I'm silly. All right, try it again. Run it back. Because it could also just be that the sound is not very well engineered for having its pitch shifted like that, which would annoy me because reasons. But let's see here. Yeah, I can't reserve less capacity than is currently available, etc., etc. Yes. Okay, firing sound is here. Okay, so the ranges just have to be. Part of it is that the sound isn't engineered for it, I think, and then the other part of it is just that like the sound, the ranges aren't big enough. So let's get a little reckless. Get a little reckless. Yeah, I may have to just think about it and just be. I may have to also just re-engineer the sound, or ask somebody to get around and get that done. Okay, so some of that might just be I need to like re-engineer sound stuff, but the pitch shifting mostly works. I just think I have to engineer a different sound to fit better in there. Um, the reason why I used the reason why I used a vector 2 here for these pitch shift ranges that you see is mostly because when it comes down to picking between like two values, it's if I wanted to do like an inclusive random minimum maximum for random range in a different way, I would just use int. But for things like floats, um, if you're like, oh, I need a float that's between two particular values, a vector 2 is very good for that. In languages that have vector 2s, or in, I should say, not languages, in programming environments that have vector 2s, as well as languages that have vector 2s, these are the kinds of things that they're useful for. A lot of the time, people use them for position because, X and Y, two coordinates. It's very easy. But for anything where it's like, I need to store two values at once, or three values at once, or four values at once, these sorts of things can be useful. So I have to part of it is I have to probably just re-engineer that sound in the first place in order to make it work correctly. So, but at this point, I think since we've done this and it works, I think what we can do to make my life easier the next time I need to do something like this, let's just make an extension, because if I have to do this again, I would have to like copy paste that code 3 times. So let's go over here to extensions.ts. And we're going to do public static void play this audio sheet there. So, why all this trouble? So, here's what we can do. We can just grab this. Ah. Let me see if this can hold. I don't know if I can get away with this. Yeah, okay, looks like we can. So, you may be wondering, what does this thing do? Why did I go to all this trouble, right? Plays a... No, I should say play random pitch. That's really what it is. Plays the assigned audio stream for an audio stream player and randomizes the pitch between two given values. Target audio stream. The minimum randomization value, the maximum randomization value. So, why have I done this, right? So here's the thing, right? Now, if there's any situation where it's like I want to be able to like do this, right? In this particular case, right? Now it's a situation where it's like I just want an audio stream player to be able to just randomly do this thing. I can do that. I don't think I can. I have to do a workaround for the laser anyway because I'm pretty sure that Godot, as strong as Godot is, I'm pretty sure that I cannot actually get away with no. What am I talking about? I'm being absolutely silly. Of course I can get away with this. I'm being silly. Export audio stream. There. I should be able to get away with this actually. To a certain degree. I probably can't do the extension method, which means I'll have to probably finagle something. Okay, y'all are really, really picky about that, huh? Okay, that's fine. We can do this. The extensions, I just need to make sure I do this now, because otherwise it would be just really annoying. And then we just do this one so that if I need to just pass it a vector 2, instead, I can do that much faster. So I'm gonna see if I can get away with this, but I probably cannot. As hilariously cool as it would be, yeah, all right, I'll hydrate in a minute. I just want to finish this line of thought, or I'm gonna completely drop this and fuck it up and forget what I was doing. Alright, so let me see something here. I'm pretty sure I cannot get away with the thing that I would like to get away with here. It would be great, but I don't think I can. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, this will work though. This will work though. Let's get a little silly with it.
Stage 2. Ready? Swift flying. Spin off. Spin off. Ranked up. Spin off. Oh, spin off. Laser. Ultimate. Ready. Spin off. Ranked up. Spin on. Spin on. Speed. Power. Spin on. Spin on. Ultimate ready. Spin on. Stage clear.
Okay, good. That works. So yeah, the randomization on the audio itself works now. So the reason why I went to all the trouble of doing that is so that so the reason why I went to all the trouble of doing this is so that, aside from the fact that now I can just like do this, right, and it'll play a random pitch. I should do that to be safe, so that it doesn't try to play a thing when we don't have one. So now, for example, right, I can come back over to the player weapon, and rather than having to have this whole big chunk of code, right, I can literally just do keep game. Watch this. I can get rid of all of this. Well, I can get rid of all this code, right? So here, I do still need a switch statement in order to make this work correctly, but I don't need to do as much work. So play underscore, hang on. Ah, damn it. No, I had the right idea then. Okay, hold on. I made a mistake with the thing that I was doing. So we're going to want to do these. Needs to be this. And this needs to be just a regular audio stream player. I messed that up because I was not paying attention. So here's what we need to do. So here's what we need to do. I'm going to need this. And then I'm going to need the switch statement that I wrote before. And then we're just going to set this to vec2.0. And now we can do next pitch range equals... Oh. Well, that explains that. So now, right, rather than having all of this code, I don't need all of that. I just need this. Much more condensed, right? where I just choose the next range of shot sounds and then pass it on as a random pitch. Easy bake. And now I don't even need to track what the last pitch played was, right? I can just do that and it's fine. If I really do need to track it, I could also make an adjustment to the extension where I do some other stuff. But honestly, I think this will do. I think what I have now will do well enough for the purposes that I need. Which means just one thing. I need to make sure that this is just an audio stream player and not a 2D one, because that causes a whole set of issues. Okay. I didn't forget to hydrate the call. I'm gonna go do that in a second. I just want to make sure that I do not forget the thing that I need. If I forget this thing, if I forget the last thing I want to do, I'm gonna scream. So I want to just get it before my brain shuts it off completely. Okay, and then I just need to go. Okay, good. That's handled. And now the only thing I need to do is okay. Alright. I think that should cover the last things I wanted to fix. And then I'm going to get the hydrate, and then we're going to dip.
Stage 2. Ready?
Swift flying. Okay.
Spin on.
Yeah, there we go. Much better. Okay, cool. Much better. However, the colors should still change either which way. So that means I have to run this twice. Alright, that's fine. So I'm going to split this into two separate functions because it does need to be two separate functions. Update shot, hip, shot level, hip color. These two things need to be different. Updates the color of the players. Players shot level pips to match the current shot. Really, that's the thing that we should do, right? And now, right, the very nice and easy thing to do at this particular point is weapon shot changed plus equals HUD dot instance dot update shot level pip color, right? Better yet, actually, I can just do it like this. We can come over to here. I can come over to update the shot icon. Shot icon updates. I can just do update shot level pip color because it's the same thing basically. So whenever the shot is updated, we just do that. And this is why, like, knowing how to use functions is essential to, like, learning how to manage program complexity, because if you don't do that, then it's stuff where it's like, oh, I have to duplicate this code like 7 times. And everybody hates that. All my homies hate that.
Stay.
Functions make your life
2.
easier because they condense
Ready?
code in
Swift
chunks that can be
cut.
reused much more readily.
Speed. Spin off. Speed. Spin off. Spin off. Ready. Speed. Spin off. Crank up. Spin off. Spin off. Double speed. Spin on. Spin off. Spin on. Spin off. Double. Spin off. Spin off. Crank out. Spin on. Spin on. Laser. Speed. Spin on. Spin off. Spin off. Spin off. Spin off. Spin off. Booster. Ultimate ready. Spin off. Spin off. Spin off. Speed. Spin off. Stage clear.
Alright, excellent. Alright. Okay, cool. I just have to adjust one thing on the back end, but that's good for now. Alright. I'm gonna find a submitted raid in a second, but I'm going to redeem that hydrate that got put in a while ago because the call did that, and I know that y'all can't see it, but I am going to still honor it anyway. So let me do that. Stream. I appreciate it. I will not have stream on Friday for a couple of reasons. One is that I have another work day planned for Shootlanzer, so I'm probably not going to make it back home in time, and then I have another engagement that evening anyway. So this upcoming Friday, no stream. Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time should be More Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. Please look forward to it. I canceled last time because I had a birthday gift for my birthday. specific. It was on the 1st, but my aunt and my grandma and a couple other people wanted to celebrate, so they asked me to come by on Sunday. Asked, so I did that. So yeah, the other news that I wanted to talk about that I said I was going to get to at some point today, and I might as well. So here's the deal: if you're not on the Gilded, you don't know about this, but the long and short of it is that Gilded is closing operation December 19th, 2025. I'm bringing that up here on stream mostly because, essentially speaking, right now, barring what looks like, barring a miracle from the only other place that I was considering as an alternative, given that the Gilded is going down, it is highly likely that they're going to be going back to Discord. I am going to give this other program that I'm looking at, I'm going to see what they're doing for the month and see how they turn out. But my suspicion is that by the time November rolls around, they will not be any more together than I was expecting. And I don't mean that in a way to take a dig at them, because I understand that that sounds kind of petty. I mean it in the literal sense of they recently did a rebrand, and I think that they just need some time to cook the thing that they're going to cook, because they are doing this without any major monetary support or anything like that. And I respect that and I understand that, because it means that they get to keep their hands on what it is that they want to do and how they want to handle it. And I respect that, but it means that they're going to be moving much more slowly. And at this current moment, I do not think they are going to be a viable competitor to Discord to the degree that I would feel comfortable bringing the community over. So it is highly likely that probably maybe sometime by November, I will have swapped out my Gilded command for a Discord command. Back in the Gauge Gang, doing all the things that we normally do over there. It is not my first choice, and I would prefer not to go back there if I had the option. But unfortunately, it is what it is. So we're gonna wind up back there more likely than not, unless the competitor I'm thinking of pulls a miracle out of their hat within a month, which I don't think they will. Not for lack of trying, just, you know. Only so many hours in a day. But yeah, all that said though, links are up over there. I have an EOC's blog and Medium that I would like to replace with Ghost blog eventually, so that like I can sit down and write some design thoughts there. Stream VODs up on YouTube, Ko-Fi if you want to support me and the stream, but don't want to give money to Amazon or Jeff Bezos. That's the way. I keep basically half of what you pay into Ko-Fi, I keep for myself, as opposed to Twitch giving me like a 70-30 split in favor of Twitch or something like that for subs. No, I can't remember how math works. I get half of the money from a Twitch sub. Ko-Fi takes a much smaller percentage. So if you want to support me, the better way to do it is Ko-Fi. It has monthly. I prefer that you do monthly on Ko-Fi. That goes towards my living expenses and other such things. My card has my other social media links on it. If you want to know more about Shootlanzer, if you want to see more art stuff that we do and things like that, you can join our community Discord via this handily placed QR link right here. You can learn more about us at munity.games. You can join our Patreon to support us at patreon.com/munity. And then if you want to play a demo of Shootlanzer, we have one up over there on our page. Alright, we're gonna raid somebody before I completely lose where it is that I'm going. So, let me see here. Okay. Alright. I got distracted by a bit of news. But yeah, so for people who much prefer Discord, the good news is that we'll be going back there and we'll be doing that pretty soon. Like I said, my plan is to wait until November, but depending on how antsy I get and how much I'm just like, you know what, whatever, let's just get ahead of it. I may just open the Discord back up much sooner than that, as soon as I feel that it is ready enough for prime time. We did raid somebody on the 3rd. We raided Thor on the 3rd, I feel like. That was the last day that I streamed. Thor, Mungander, 10, 3, 25. And the Twisted is taking it off tonight, so let's see. We can visit. I know I took off the person from. I know that I've already unfollowed and then blocked the person that I wanted to avoid. You know what? Fuck it. It's Adrian time. We're going to go raid of Adrian. He loves Final Fantasy Tactics Advance. Sorry. He loves Final Fantasy Tactics. I don't know how he feels about Advance. He loves Final Fantasy Tactics. I've decided that we're going to go raid him playing that because he enjoys it. So he's currently playing the remaster that got released. So yeah, that's the raid message. SJH does raids. So hit him with your favorite emotes. Do all of your things. Enjoy yourselves. Have y'all selves a damn good time. So, yeah, please enjoy. Stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask if you go outside, be excellent to each other, but also seriously wear a mask. If you can get a vaccine for COVID and you need to get it updated, please do. I am too broke and cannot pay for it at the moment, so I'm just masking like hell until I can sort it out. But yes, please, 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 if you go outside, wear a mask. You must. Please wear a mask if you go outside. Protect yourself. Numbers are up. Protect yourself. Even if numbers weren't up, you should still do it. Palestine, Sudan, the Congo, New Caledonia, and Haiti must all be free. None of us are free till we're all free. Look after each other. Take care of yourselves. Do the things that you need to do in order to do that. You don't always have to be out like doing like frontline stuff. Sometimes it's just enough to make sure that you look after the people who need looking after, and that's all that matters. All right, enjoy your time with Adrian. I'll see y'all on Sunday. Again, Sunday. Depending on how I feel, maybe the Discord will be ready by Sunday, maybe not. Probably next week, maybe, or longer than that. I know I keep saying November and then changing my mind, but you have to understand, I'm an indecisive motherfucker. This is kind of the way. All right, catch y'all when I catch y'all. Stay safe. Deuces even.